Hello, web and app development class. This is a video about how to code nested lists, which is for an assignment in the HTML structure badge. If you are wondering what a nested list is, well, let's start by just looking at a regular list and we're going to build from there. Um, if I'm in Google Docs here and I just want to make a list, I might make a list of, let's just say, animals, and so I'm going to categorize them. Like I want some mammals, I want some amphibians, and I want some reptiles, right? Reptiles, there we go. And there's other things like birds and fish, but right now we'll stick with these. And of course, in something like Google Docs, it's real easy to create a list. I could just come over here and I could hit numbered list, and boom, I've got a list right here. Um, so we're going to go to Sublime, and we're going to think about how to do that in HTML code. Now, of course, you should also have built all your other code, which is probably covered in another video. So this one's just going to show us the code for the list and not the code that goes around the list. But the first thing is we want to start a list, and starting a list with numbers in it, we want ordered lists. I can even write a little comment here in case you forget. That's a comment tag if you haven't seen one before. So it doesn't affect anything, it's just for my own notes. I like to indent, you don't have to, but it might be nice. And so I have an item, the first thing on my list is mammals, and then I close that list. The next thing on my list was amphibians, and I close that list item, and then I open up the next list item is reptiles, and I close that list item, and then I'm done with the whole list, so I close the list, right? So far so good. We have a simple list of 3 items on it, and if I was to look at this list, it would list 1 mammals, 2 amphibians, 3 reptiles, just like it does in Google Chrome here. But let's say in Google Chrome that I want to then list some mammals. In Google Chrome, I might do that when I hit enter, it automatically creates this number 2 here, and then I hit tab and it indents it and changes it to a number. I actually want to go ahead, see, I don't think I can do this in Google Chrome though. See, I can't, oh yeah, like I can. Okay, I can mix the two because I want bullets inside here. And so let's list some mammals like elephants and narwhals and platypuses. I'll just do platypus. Okay, and platypi, that's what it is, right? And then I go to amphibians and I do the same thing. I want to make a list here of a couple amphibians, such as the newt and the giant salamander. And then under reptiles, maybe I'll do the crocodile and the sea turtle. So there's my list of animals that I want to make a list of. I don't know why, but it looks like a nice list to me. So how do I add that level of, basically we need to indent something here under mammals, right? We need some information here. We need some extra information here. We need some extra information here. So in HTML code, what we have to do is we have to say, okay, this is a new list inside of the mammals. So we're going to start a new list tag. And of course, I'm going to close that list as well. And I'm going to go ahead and just do this mammals one first. So now we have, okay, if we have a new list and it's an unordered list because of the U tag. And then we have a, excuse me, elephant. And we have what else did we say? Well, I forget, so I know it was narwhals, right? Remember, spacing doesn't really matter, but it is important. Now, what did I forget? Did anybody notice? I didn't close my tags as I went, so I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to close them all at once like this. Any of these ways work as long as you actually remember to do it. If I had forgotten, that wouldn't have been a good way to do it. So inside mammals, we have a whole nother list. That list is a UL list, and that list has 3 items in it. So that's how you would create kind of by a nested list, it's like a list that's inside of a whole nother list. And we can, of course, once you get that, one way to do it is to just copy paste. So if I had this in here and I had this in here, then that is one really easy way to do it. Of course, I don't want to say I have elephants in my amphibians, so now I have to replace it with something else, like the newt and the salamander. And maybe just get rid of this one. And then the same thing with reptiles. So that's how you would create this. The easiest way that I can think of to create it. And when you're done, you can kind of sit back and look at what is, a lot of tags and only a little bit of text, and it creates a really nice, beautiful list. Of course, you'll probably want to see it, so you want to save it. I'm going to save mine right here as a nested list demo.html. Ooh, I think it might be yelling at me. Yeah, you know what? When I made those comments, I was starting to wonder. I think I forgot something, and I forgot how comments end. So that's good reason why you always want to look at your code, even when you think you got it right, because maybe you're doing a little thing wrong, and that would have been embarrassing. So I save that work, and I'll come over to my demo and take a look at nested list demo. Open it with Chrome. Excuse me. Oh yeah, there it is. Now, of course, I never fixed my reptiles, so I'd have to go back and change those. But we got it. So there you go, how to make a list.